They didn't say a word. No explanation. No goodbye. Just vanished, like you never existed. If you've ever been discarded in silence, you know that pain cuts deeper than any argument ever could. You lie awake, replaying every moment, every word, wondering what you did wrong, until that silence becomes a prison you can't escape. But what if I told you that very silence, the one that broke you, could become your greatest weapon? Today, we'll uncover the truth behind the silent discard, why they left without a word, and how your quiet strength can rebuild you and destroy their illusion of control forever. Part 1. Invisible wounds of silent abandonment. There are wounds that leave no bloodstains, no scars to trace with your fingertips, yet they carve deeper than any blade ever could. They don't scream for attention, they don't fade with time. They linger unseen but suffocating, etching themselves into the very core of who you are. One of the deepest of these wounds is the moment someone you once trusted with your soul walks away, without a single word, without a goodbye, without the decency of an explanation. No message, no closure, no reason to help you make sense of the wreckage they left behind. Just a suffocating silence that seeps into your bones, leaving you questioning whether you ever truly existed in their world at all. Nights grow longer as you replay every moment, every laugh, every touch, every whispered promise, desperate to find the flaw in yourself that must have pushed them away. You pick apart your own heart, convinced there must be something broken in you that made them vanish. And slowly, the cruelest lie begins to take root in your mind. Maybe I wasn't enough. Maybe I never deserved love in the first place. But hear this truth, because it will save you. That lie is not reality. It's the illusion pain paints when you're drowning in unanswered questions. Their silence doesn't reflect your worth. It reflects their fear. It reveals their inability to face the truth, their lack of courage to end things with dignity, their emotional weakness masked as indifference. Only the emotionally fragile choose to run instead of speak. Only the coward hides behind a wall of silence to escape the discomfort of honesty. The Stoics once said, "We are not hurt by events themselves, but by the stories we tell ourselves about them." What hurts is not just their leaving, it's the meaning you've attached to their absence. You've mistaken their inability to stay for proof that you were unworthy to begin with. But that's a false narrative born from pain. Their silence is not a mirror of your value, it's a mirror of their limitations. It exposes not your inadequacy, but their inability to show up as someone strong enough to love, to face truth, to say goodbye like a human with a conscience. And the day you understand this, you stop bleeding from their absence and start reclaiming the love they were too weak to give, but you always deserved. Part 2. The truth behind the silent discard. Many believe that silence is the kindest way to end a relationship. They convince themselves that disappearing without a word spares both sides from pain, that avoidance is somehow a form of mercy. But the truth is far darker. Silence isn't kindness, it's an invisible act of emotional violence. It doesn't leave visible bruises, but it leaves you questioning your worth, caught in a loop of self-blame, trapped in a prison made of confusion and unanswered questions. People who walk away without a word often fall into 3 distinct categories. 1. The emotionally immature. They lack the courage to face discomfort, to have difficult conversations, to speak their truth even when it hurts. Saying goodbye requires emotional intelligence. Disappearing requires none. Silence is their way of hiding from the responsibility that comes with honesty. 2. The truth, fearful. They know that a real conversation would expose the cracks in the relationship and in themselves. Ending things out loud would mean confronting who they really are, admitting what they failed to give, acknowledging the pain they caused. Silence is their shield against their own reflection. 3. The control seekers. For them, silence isn't avoidance, it's power. It leaves you spiraling, desperate for answers they never planned to give. It allows them to walk away looking clean, free from blame, while you're left holding all the emotional weight. They get to write the narrative, paint you as overreacting, while they vanish without consequence. But here's the reality no one tells you. The way they leave says everything about them, and nothing about your worth. Their silence is not a verdict on your value, it's a confession of their weakness. Strong, honest, empathetic people don't vanish like ghosts. They face the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. They offer clarity, not confusion. They may hurt you with honesty, but never with cowardice. So stop digging for answers in the ashes of someone else's avoidance. Stop looking for closure from people who use silence as a weapon. You deserve more than disappearing acts masquerading as kindness. You deserve truth, even when it stings, and anyone unwilling to offer that clarity was never capable of loving you fully in the first place. Your pain is not proof that you were unworthy. Their silence is proof that they were never ready to love with courage. Part 3. The illusion of closure. The trap of chasing answers. When someone vanishes from your life without a word, your first instinct is almost always the same. You chase closure. You believe that if you could just have one final conversation, if you could just hear the truth from their lips, the pain would ease. You tell yourself, if I know why they left, I'll finally be able to let go. But this is one of the most dangerous traps grief can set for you. What you're really chasing isn't closure, it's validation. You want them to acknowledge the love you gave. You want them to admit they were wrong, to say you mattered, to confess they hurt you. Deep down, you hope that if they give you answers, you'll feel whole again. But here's the brutal truth. Anyone who had the capacity to give you that kind of healing would never have disappeared in silence in the first place. Closure from them is an illusion, and illusions keep you stuck. Every unanswered text, every unsent message you rewrite 1,000 times in your head keeps you tied to someone who has already walked away. You hand over your emotional freedom, waiting for a person who has already shown they're incapable of honesty to suddenly become your savior. You chain your peace to their willingness to speak, and they won't. The Stoics taught that peace never comes from controlling others, it comes from controlling your own mind. You cannot force someone to give you honesty, remorse, or understanding. And even if you did get the truth, would it truly heal you? Or would it open the wound wider, feeding you more questions, more pain, more what-ifs? Real closure is not something you receive, it's something you decide. It's the moment you stop needing their apology to move forward. The moment you stop believing their silence defines you. The moment you choose to say, this chapter is over because I say it's over. Understand this, the person who hurt you is not responsible for your healing. Their silence will never be loud enough to give you peace. Stop waiting for them to release you. Tear up the invisible contract you've signed with your own pain. Closure is not a gift they withhold, it's a door you walk through on your own, leaving their cowardice locked firmly behind you. Part 4. The power of silence. A weapon without words. When someone discards you without a word, they expect a reaction. They anticipate tears, desperate messages, late-night calls begging for answers. That's the script they've written in their mind, a script where you play the role of the broken one, clinging to the person who shattered you. What they never expect is the one thing capable of dismantling their illusion of control: your silence. Silence is not weakness. It's not surrender. It's the moment you take back your power and step out of their narrative. By refusing to engage, you deny them the emotional fuel they counted on to keep their superiority alive. They can't twist your words if you don't speak. They can't manipulate your emotions if you stop handing them access to your heart. Silence is the cleanest, sharpest boundary you can ever set. This isn't about revenge. Revenge still ties you to them. It keeps you dancing to the rhythm they left behind. Silence is different. It's detachment. It says, I no longer negotiate my worth where it was once auctioned off for free. You stop leaking energy into a relationship that only drained you, and you redirect it toward rebuilding yourself in peace. Psychologically, your silence dismantles their false sense of power. People who thrive on manipulation, control, or emotional chaos feed on reactions. Anger, pain, even begging it all tells them they mattered enough to break you. But when you vanish completely, when you don't even flinch, you force them to face a truth they can't escape. They never had the control they thought they did. The Stoics knew this kind of power well. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Choosing silence isn't passive, it's the ultimate act of emotional mastery. It's the refusal to fight battles that aren't worthy of you. It's the ability to protect your mind from the noise of others, to rise above the chaos they tried to drag you into. Your silence isn't emptiness. It's a statement louder than words ever could be. It declares, you no longer have access to me. My energy is sacred now, and nothing unsettles those who discarded you more than realizing the person they thought they could break is no longer reachable, not in anger, not in pain, not even in memory. Silence is the final chapter they can't rewrite. Part 5. The rebirth found in silence. There's a reason the strongest transformations in life don't come with fireworks or applause. They happen quietly, in solitude, where no one is watching and no one is clapping. That is the hidden power of silence. It doesn't just shield you from the chaos of others, it creates a space where you can finally hear yourself again. Silence becomes the soil where you plant the seeds of your own rebirth. After a silent discard, you're left with two choices. Remain trapped in the wreckage they left behind, or start building a new foundation where their absence once stood. The first path keeps you orbiting around someone who has already let go of you. The second path, though harder at first, is where you begin reclaiming your life, brick by brick, thought by thought, action by action. Step 1. Cut the ties completely. This is not about being cold, it's about being free. Stop checking their social media. Stop asking mutual friends about them. Stop replaying old conversations in your head. Every thread you leave connected to them is a rope tying you to pain. When you sever those ties, you finally have space to breathe. Step 2. Rebuild your energy inward. All the love, patience, and effort you once poured into someone else now belongs to you. Invest it in yourself. Move your body, read the books you've been putting off, pick up the hobbies you abandoned. Surround yourself with people who nourish you instead of drain you. Turn your focus from who left you to who you're becoming. Step 3. Set unshakable boundaries. Silence is only the first boundary. The next is deciding that no one will ever again have the power to make you doubt your worth. You learn to protect your time, your energy, your heart, not with walls of fear, but with gates of wisdom. Not everyone earns access to you, and that is not arrogance. That is self-respect. In Stoic philosophy, solitude isn't loneliness, it's training. Warriors don't sharpen their swords in crowded arenas. They do it alone, in silence, preparing for battles ahead. Your healing is no different. The time you spend in quiet rebuilding yourself is not wasted. It's forging you into someone stronger, wiser, untouchable. The greatest revenge you can ever have is not their regret, it's your transformation. And when you finally rise from the silence, the world won't even recognize the person they once walked away from. More importantly, neither will you. You'll have become someone far greater than the version that once begged for an explanation. Part 6. When they realize, and it's too late. There comes a day, a moment they never anticipated, when the silence they once used as a weapon turns into a haunting echo they can't escape. At first, they leave confidently. They tell themselves you'll chase, you'll break, you'll crumble under the weight of their absence. In their mind, they still own a piece of you, a backstage pass to your emotions they can return to whenever they please. But weeks pass, months pass, and then they notice something terrifying. You never came back. This is when the script flips. The person who left you in silence starts living inside the silence they created. At first, they convince themselves you're just hurt, that one day you'll text, you'll explain, you'll give them the attention they crave, but you don't. And every day you stay silent. Every moment you choose peace over pleading, you take back another piece of power they thought they held forever. What they never understood is that you didn't just disappear, you evolved. While they were comfortable walking away without honesty, you were busy walking toward a stronger version of yourself. You used the pain to rebuild, to sharpen your mind, to nourish your soul. The person they discarded is gone, but not in the way they imagined. That version of you died, yes, but only so someone more powerful could be born. And then one day, they look back. Maybe they see a photo of you glowing, living fully, surrounded by new energy. Maybe a mutual friend mentions how happy you seem, how strong you've become. Or maybe it's just a quiet moment in their own mind when the reality hits them. They lost something rare. They lost someone who loved with depth, forgave without keeping score, stayed loyal even when things were hard. They lost it not because you weren't enough, but because they weren't ready to rise to the level of love you offered. By the time they realize this truth, it's too late. The doors they once slammed in your face are locked now, not out of bitterness, but out of self-respect. They no longer have access to the version of you they abandoned, because that version doesn't exist anymore. You don't hate them, you don't wish them harm, you simply don't need them. And for someone who expected to be unforgettable, your indifference cuts deeper than any revenge ever could. Conclusion. People can leave you without warning. They can vanish without a goodbye, without the courage to face what they've broken. But what happens next, that's your choice, and yours alone. You can remain trapped, endlessly searching for answers that will never come, or you can rise, walk out of the wreckage, and become someone so powerful, so untouchable, that silence is no longer a wound, but your greatest weapon. Stoicism reminds us, no one can make you feel inferior without your permission. Their departure does not define you. Their silence cannot destroy you. They only tried and they failed, because the strength you carry within cannot be erased by anyone's absence. Remember this. You don't need their apology to heal. You don't need their words to move forward. What you need and what you truly deserve is peace. And peace comes the moment you decide your energy is sacred, your heart is priceless, and your future is no longer a stage for people who once treated you as disposable. Final message. Your silence is not a hollow void. It is a fortress built from self-respect, wisdom, and quiet power. You do not disappear to make them realize your value. You disappear so you never forget it again. And that is why you are now unreachable, a soul they once had, but will never touch again. If this message resonates with you, let it be more than just a video you watched. Make it a turning point. Tap like if you're reclaiming your power today. Subscribe if you're committed to mastering emotional strength and stoic wisdom, and join a community of people who refuse to be broken ever again. Short comment for viewers to commit under this video. I choose silence. I choose peace. I choose my power.